Hello there guys, this is ThePrussianPrince with another Rome 2 tournament video. It's going to be a best of 3 between me and Shidoku from ODM. This is the Nations Cup tournament group stage. Group B actually, I believe. Yes, it is Group B. I'm part of the Balkans team, and Shidoku is part of the French team. So the first match was actually Danko versus Minot, which actually it was Danko who won that 2-0. First game it was Tylis against Kolchis. I don't actually know how to pronounce that. He won with Tylis, and then in the next game he won as Galatia against Rome. But yeah, the battle rules for this tournament: we have max 6 of the same. Max 1 special unit, that is elephant or chariot. Max 4 missile cav, no artillery. Max 6 pikes. And you cannot pike box, you cannot camp, you have to engage, or at least attempt to engage. And of course large funds, and large unit size. And yeah, the player from the first country, which is who is the one on the left of the matchup, picks faction and map first. And then his opponent picks for the next game, and so on. That is how essentially it goes. And there's no rules on pull through, because it's really hard to say what is pull through and what isn't, in my opinion at least. And we also have in the map pool we have Bactra. No, we have any of the default ones can be played except for Bactra, a Kink, Stonehenge, and Pella, as those ones are pretty unbalanced. As for the teams, well, the Balkans, we have myself, Danko, Reptilicus, MCM, and Pyro. As for the French team, they have Minot, Shidoku, who is actually playing against me in this match, Franz, Rico, and SPQR. Basically one TWR member, that is Minot, and 4 ODM members. Anyway, in this matchup, it is Nemetasena, so I picked Parthia. As for Shidoku, he is Athens here, so we shall see how this is going to go. I'm gonna hit play, and I'm gonna show you my build. So I've got 2 Scythian horse archers on one side, 2 Scythian horse archers on the other side. Got a main line of 4 Parthian foot archers, supported by 4 Parthian swordsmen. And last but not least, 4 Eastern Cataphracts and my Royal Cataphract Gen. So I felt like this was a decent build to bring against the Athens. And I was also helped by Danko to create this build. But yeah, let's see if I can skirmish well enough. Because you can see I'm trying to target his cav, and I'm actually going to do lots of damage to his cavalry here. Just gonna see here how his cavalry actually falls to my horse archers. I'm just really trying to skirmish the hell out of him right now with horse archers. Same thing on this side. Citizen cav's actually starting to die. Yeah, they're down to like 58 soon, I believe. Yeah, it's difficult to fire at moving targets with heavy shots, so I think I'm gonna use like regular shots soon enough. But yeah, heavy shot is pretty damn good against stationary units at least. Yeah, let's see. We've got I'm still moving around my horse archers here, trying to it's Sarmatian horse archers, by the way, not Scythian. I'm just trying to get a good angle on Shidoku right now. I'm just moving my horse archers around, trying to flank him and such. Keeping my Eastern Cataphracts behind my main line, because I'm like, okay, he has 3 cavalry units, so I'm gonna have to make sure that my archers don't get charged by the cavalry units, otherwise it could be the end of me, as I really need those to do damage to his main line infantry units, and then I can just charge in with my cataphracts. Yeah, here you can see that he is going to turn around this 1 mercenary Rhodian slinger and try and do damage to my Sarmatian horse archer, but I'm like, no, thank you. I'm gonna run away the Sarmatian horse archer. I'm still gonna try and be annoying with my Sarmatians though. Now I'm starting to actually split up my forces. As you can see here, I've got Parthian foot archers over here that I'm gonna be using to target that Rhodian slinger, because it is actually facing the wrong way. But something in this game is like, that works pretty awkwardly is how missiles work. Like sometimes you give an attack order and they just rotate weirdly or move far too much in the front before firing, when all you really want them to do is just at best like just turn around and like you want them to just turn around and fire. You don't really want them to reposition most of the time, really. Like that is something that I find quite annoying in this game, because missiles aren't really as responsive as I want them to be. Anyway, over here you can see his Rhodian Slingers are in position. I'm gonna be able to get some extra shots on the Hippias Lancers. Yeah, basically if missiles were more responsive, like foot skirmishes would do much better against, like, say, horse archers, for instance. Because right now, like, you can see I'm just running away and not really even getting shot by the Rhodians, while I'm getting shots off on his cavalry and doing damage, like lots of HP damage. Here I moved my Eastern Cataphract a bit too far forward, but here I'm just gonna pull back on this side because I noticed, okay, he's moving up through a spear, so I'm gonna pull back and do more damage with my summations here. Not sure if I actually get a good volley here because, yeah. But here though, I'm gonna get some good volleys into the Citizen Cav, I feel, like soon enough. Oh, but I do actually get shot and my Sarmatians should start losing men any time now. Yeah, I made a mistake here. I didn't actually lose anything though. And here, I am targeting the Thurio Spear. I believe I used heavy shot, I'm not sure. And this is not good by me. And actually, like, turning fire at will off makes them less responsive. Like, sometimes they just don't fire, which is I find quite weird. Like, so like that's why I try and turn it. I try and keep it off, despite the fact that it's not really good to waste volleys on units like Thurio Spears that you don't really want to shoot at. You want to kill the cav. Like, if I kill these 3 cavalry units, like, personally I'm thinking that, okay, I'm in a really good position here. The thing is, like, what can Shidoku do here? Because if he pushes up too much, like, I think he should just try to push up or something, but it's gonna be really difficult for him. Again, a Thurio Spear volley wasted here, that's pretty good for me. My horse archers are taking fire, but not really losing anything here. Now I've got some a great angle onto those Citizen Cav. Oh, might also hit some of the Slingers by mistake, but doing damage to them wouldn't be bad. Now here I've gotten a few more kills on the Hippias Lancers. I mean, I'm taking this really slowly right now, and I don't really have to hurry. Here though, I'm wasting some volleys on the picked hoplites. This is not good at all. Like, I should be turning off the fire at will here. Shooting frontally at maximum range against, like, picked hoplites. Like, look at that armor. This is like biggest waste ever, and I'm gonna notice that this Slinger is gonna move up and it's probably gonna do damage to me and just destroy me. But in the meantime, I'm using my horse archers over here to try and get some shots off on his Hippias. So yeah, his Slingers here are just, like, really annoying, and my Parthian foot archers are starting to die. Should die quicker and quicker as their HP goes down. The units, yeah, there we go, they're starting to die a little bit quicker, but I don't really like what I'm doing here, even though I killed, like, 1 picked hoplite. This is just not cost effective at all for my Parthian foot archers. So I am actually indeed gonna start targeting that Rhodian Slinger, and I'm not actually gonna use precision shot. Well, I guess it's okay because this is just a Rhodian Slinger and doesn't have much armor. And still, 2 Parthian foot archers should, I believe, kill a Rhodian Slinger. I think, anyway. Even though, like, I started with the engagement pretty late, but still should be a pretty cost-effective trade for me, I feel. Anyway, over here, getting some extra shots off on the Hippias Lancer, but here's the good part. So, the thing with the horse archers, they're being really cost-effective because I'm making him waste volleys on my Sarmatians. I'm doing damage to his melee cav. Not only that, but his Slingers have to turn around and shoot at my horse archers, whereas I have free time with Parthian foot archers here. And I almost missed this Citizen Cav charge. Like, that was really bad by me, but fortunately it didn't really cost me. And here, like, I'm getting a bit too close for the Rhodian Slingers, and now I'm getting shot at by Thurio Spears. I do get some nice flanking shots into this Rhodian Slinger, but as you can see, I'm not really killing much. Not sure what I'm doing here with this Eastern Cataphract. But yeah, I'm gonna start pulling it back right now, and I'm still basically encircling him, but my Parthian foot archers are getting shot at by those Thurio Spears, and just look at this one poor Rhodian Slinger unit that's just taking damage, a lot of it. And here you can see that his Hippias Lancer is now at 46, and I'm gonna try and flank these Slingers. I'm gonna pull back now. I killed a few of the slingers, like 10 or so. Yeah, that was a wasted volley though. And here I'm actually doing so much damage to the Hippius Lancers here, like this is insane. As well as I'm getting some kills on the Rhodians too, which is not bad. Like, I like that he's bunching up his units here because I can do more damage. Now the Rhodians haven't really killed anything, so they've been pretty much wasted, I feel. Which I quite like here. So I'm gonna do more damage to his citizen cav here. But yeah, basically I control the tempo of the game, which is how I like it to be. Like, I'm controlling the way the game goes at the moment. And I'm taking the engagements where I feel that I'm being cost effective. But again, I don't really know the game that well in order to say exactly like what is going on properly. Like, I used to know the game much better, but right now I feel like I've got a lot of like so much that I need to learn, like how the units work and which units are good against what specifically, like the details. And even like tactical maneuvers and such, like how much time it would take for a unit to kill another. Like, I need to learn such things about the game because I'm not really sure of. Like, there are little lots of subtle things that I need to improve on. But yeah, you can see this Rhodian Slinger is pretty much dead, only 29 kills. I misused my Sarmatian Horse Archer here, but I mean, I've killed a lot of this Hippius Lancer, so it's basically been quite effective for me. Same thing here, I'm gonna kill a lot of the Citizen Cav. And I'm wasting Rhodian Slinger shots, or just Slinger shots, but still. Pretty good for me. And now, here, I actually pretty much lose this Horse Archer, which is bad, like really bad. I should have kept it. Yeah, this other Sarmatian Horse Archer over here, I think I'm using Heavy Shot here. I guess I'm not using Heavy Shot, but yeah, this was pretty bad again, as I wasted some volleys. I'm gonna try and go flank these picked hoplites, but the thing about trying to flank them is that these Thuria Spears are defending them, and they have javelins that are really annoying to deal with, right? So, and right now I'm still wasting volleys head-on into picked hoplites. This is not good at all, but I've basically almost destroyed a picked hoplite with just Parthian foot archers from the front. But it's, yeah, Parthian foot archers do quite a bit of damage because they have a lot of missile damage, like a lot, 40 missile damage. It's pretty insane. But I think slingers overall, like against anything, they would be more cost effective if you give them time. I think anyway, I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's how it is because they have more AP damage and they have more, despite having lower base damage, they have a lot more ammo than Parthian foot archers, which is why I think that they can overall be more cost effective in the long run, at least. But yeah, I'm not quite sure how archers versus slingers works. Like, not just if you pair them up against each other, like in a 1v1 setting, but also like against like infantry units, how they fare. I guess like Parthian foot archers would do really a huge amount of damage to non-armored units, but still, like the AP damage of slingers, like I don't know exactly how that works, because I feel like they should be able to do a lot of damage. But anyway, I've got my Sarmatian Horse Archers over here, and I'm gonna try and target the Hippius Lancer, do more damage, but I'm probably gonna pull back soon. Oh, there we go, another decent volley into those Hippius. They're down to 26 right now, and they haven't really done anything for him this game, and they are so expensive here. Yeah, now I'm getting shot at, so I've lost a lot of my Sarmatian Horse Archers. Just look over here, down to 25. This is really bad. Even though I've killed some of the Thurios, this is not good at all. And I guess it's fine because I killed his Hippius Lancers, but I mean, that is really about it. Yeah, here I'm gonna try and move up my Eastern Cataphracts, but I see, okay. Oh, and I do get shot. Like, this is pretty bad that I got my Catas shot here. That should not really have happened in an ideal situation. Yeah, these Sarmatians here also getting destroyed. So I'm making a lot of mistakes right now, actually. Like, this is pretty bad by me. And I'm actually deciding to engage here. So I'm like, okay, I think I can do this. He's got like a cavalry unit that can't really do anything. So I've got my Eastern Cataphract in here. It's got a decent charge off, I guess, and I'm actually gonna try and go through to his Rhodians, because you saw like all of his guys were falling on the ground, so I think like it was okay for me to go through. But yeah, this basically allows me to move my Eastern Cataphracts around and hit his Parthian swordsman. And I've got these Parthian swordsmen should do really well right now in melee because the veteran hoplites were damaged from beforehand. Now I'm gonna be able to move in my horse archers, and here these Parthian swordsmen should just eat up those Thuros and the veteran hoplites here. So I'm gonna pull out my Eastern Cataphracts, and I'm gonna be able to go in with Sarmatian horse archers, do a lot of damage here. I'm gonna go for the trample ability here and go for a charge, but I'm not sure how much damage it's actually going to do. I did use trample though, so it might do a lot of damage, but I don't think... Well, technically it's not really worth it to use trample unless the unit is very tired, but I figured that at this point the unit would die. That is why I did it. Over here I'm out skirmishing that slinger unit. I'm gonna do lots of damage to the citizen cav away, as well as I'm pulling the horse archers away. This Eastern Cataphract is... I mean, I guess it's holding up over here, tying up units, but it's not really being cost effective. I'm just getting some nice volleys in though. Parthian foot archers, I'm gonna just charge them into the fray. I'm gonna get more Parthian swordsmen into this fight as well. I'm gonna be doing more damage to the citizen cav. I'm also getting more Parthian foot archers in here. I'm gonna get some nice volleys into this one picked hoplite unit from an angle. And I'm gonna get a nice charge here into the thorax sword. It is from the front though, so it didn't really do too much damage, and the citizen cav is here to annoy me. So I didn't really actually kill his citizen cav, but the Parthian swordsman will do the damage here, I feel. And I've got even another unit of Parthian swordsmen going in, but the thing for me is I don't have as much infantry as he does, and I'm starting to lose my Eastern Cataphracts, because I think at this point I have like, what, 3 Eastern Cataphracts, right? Is it 3? Yeah, it's 3 Eastern Cataphracts, but here, this one, it hasn't really been too cost effective. It's actually kind of dying to citizen cav. So the thing is, it's not dying to citizen cav, but it's taking HP damage, and it's not really being cost effective here. So here I get a charge. I actually trampled here? No, I didn't trample. I just charged into the picked hoplites, which already took damage. And now I'm gonna go for his Hippius Lancer General, and I'm also gonna get a rear charge into this thorax. Swordsman unit should really be able to rout it. This is a massive charge. Also getting some flanking shots on this picked hoplite. My horse archers are getting so many kills at this point as well. His general should be dead, but here I'm gonna have to disengage and try and get a charge onto this veteran hoplite unit. But my guys get stuck, and this happens a lot actually. I'm gonna charge this Parthian foot archer into the picked hoplite. Isn't really gonna be able to do much, but I can tie him down so that he doesn't support his units here while I'm taking care of them. I've got a lot more units that are actually out of position, and this one is just wasting volleys on nothing. That's pretty bad by me. But here there's gonna be a rear charge into this veteran hoplite unit. Should do a lot of damage, but I didn't really see the kills get popped. Like, I guess I'm gonna see them now. Wow, it took a very long time until the unit started dying, I guess. Yeah, I'm still not sure when to pull out and charge in with cavalry basically. But here I'm gonna get in another charge. It's a little bit of a weird charge though, because it's like I charge into like 2 units, still getting a lot of kills though. I'm actually gonna try and pull them out here, and I think I do manage to do that despite taking lots of damage. And here I'm gonna lose my horse archers to Thuro spears, but his Rhodians will die, which is what I need to happen. His Rhodians did get a lot of kills though. My Parthian foot archers still trying to do damage to picked hoplites. Here Parthian swordsmen should be able to do quite well against picked hoplites, considering that the picked hoplites are getting shot at from behind by lots of units, and Parthian swordsmen are basically full HP, and despite the fact that both of them are active. But yeah, this is still a pretty close game, I guess, but I'm gonna get a nice charge into the Rhodians from behind here with the Sarmatian horse archers. I've got another Eastern Cataphract coming in though, and if it charges the Thurio spears, this should be well in my favor. Am I gonna go for a trample charge? I guess not. So, but I mean, it should still do a lot of damage to this picked hoplite from the rear. So I'm gonna pull out the unit, and the picked hoplite is just dying right now, and I'm gonna go into the rear of this Thurio spear, and that Thurio spear is just taking so much damage right now. You can see the Parthian swordsman just dishing out so much, putting on so much hurt on him. And that is game. Costly victory. That is the first game of this best of 3. You can see that the Parthia build was pretty cost effective in this game, but I mean, I lost. Like, my Parthian foot archers Did quite a lot of damage. I'm not sure if it was cost effective though. Like, I guess killing his Rhodians was. But then, like, targeting picked hoplites from the front, I'm not sure if that was a good idea or not. But yeah, I mean, I did do a lot of damage to them, but still. As for my horse archers, wow, they still did a hell of a lot of damage, especially this one that got 167 kills. That is pretty damn insane. Let's put it that way. As for my opponent, he's gotten a lot of kills with one Rhodian, and his picked hoplites didn't really get cost effective. I'm not sure if any of his units got cost effective besides like one Rhodian unit. Maybe the Thuros, I'm not sure. But anyway, I shall see you in game number 2. And this is game 2 of my match against Shidoku. I'm playing the Stylus on Nemeta Senna, and he is Colchis. We shall see how this goes, but I mean, Nemeta Senna, I guess we both picked it. I don't remember, but that's pretty weird. Anyway, my Stylus build is, I would say, a pretty nasty one. I've got raiding horsemen and a Thracian cavalry on each flank. Then up front, I've got 3 levy freemen to be baits, basically. And I've got a mix of like, well, I've got 6 tribal warriors in total. Then like one Celtic warrior on each flank and an Oathsworn in the center, as well as an Oathsworn general, which I use as commander. Now for my opponent, who is playing as Colchis or Colchis, I don't really know how to pronounce this again. I'm not sure. He's got 2 horse archers on his right flank, which kind of annoy me. And here he's actually going to charge in with 2 noble blood cav against Levy Freeman. But I'm not sure if this is going to be cost effective, as I've got Celtic warriors and tribal warriors here to support and do lots of javelin damage. Same thing over here. So basically he's got 4 horse archers, 2 on each flank, and then 2 noble blood on each flank as well. So that's basically 8 cavalry units that he has. In terms of his forces though, you can see 2 Cartley axemen and an Eastern spearman unit on his left flank. Same thing on his right flank, so basically a symmetrical deployment of units. In the center, he's got 3 Eastern archers, supported by his Colchian nobles. These guys are really tough. They've got a lot of killing and holding potential. He's got 2 of them, and then 1 hoplite unit. We'll see how this works for him. As for my Stylus build, like I've already told you, it's pretty damn difficult to break this, I suppose. But what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna push up my forces and try and do damage to him. And he's actually gonna try and charge into the Levy Freeman, but now I'm gonna get some jabs into his noble blood cav. Also gonna charge in my tribal warriors, and I'm doing damage with the raiding horsemen. His noble blood cav should be taking lots of damage and should be dying soon, hopefully. I should be targeting the horse archers probably though with these guys, as the horse archers are actually supporting here. I'm pulling back though, so not taking as much damage as I otherwise would be. As for the engagement on this side, I think I've killed a good amount of his noble blood cav. Yeah, even horse archers actually got close enough to them. But the problem for me is, like, I'm gonna lose my Levy Freeman, and then I really won't have any meat shields against skirmishes or against his cav, basically. So, but it's not really a big deal for me, I think, because I've got so many swords on the field, and I'm trying to engage him, but it's not really easy, so to speak, because I mean, he has like so much flanking potential here, and this is a good engagement for him, I feel, because he's gonna get in with his noble blood cav and try and engage my tribal warrior. But here, like, I'm pretty much late. I should be switching around my forces to this flank, but this tribal warrior here is just, I mean, it's just sick. But I'm gonna pull him out because I don't want to fight this engagement. Still got an 8 kills though on, I think, noble blood cav, so it's pretty damn good for it. Here I'm targeting this horse archer, which I guess should be dying soon, but on the other flank though, like, this Celtic warrior is going to die to horse archers, like, there's no doubt about it, especially if he charges in with a noble blood cav. The Celtic warrior though isn't actually gonna get jabs off, like, oh, it's just gonna charge into the noble blood cav. I mean, it won't be bad though, like, this charge, like, I'm gonna be able to kill some noble blood cav, and he's gonna disengage his noble blood cav, but in the process he's gonna lose some of his horses, so This was a pretty good engagement by me, and I'm also getting some shots off on his horse archers here. Like, his horse archers are not really doing the damage they need to do against the Celtic warriors. Here he charged into my Levy Freeman. My Levy Freeman actually got a few kills though, so this isn't entirely terrible by me, especially as I'm able to charge in my Old Swords and stop his Noble Bloodcalf, hopefully. Hopefully, I should be activating Shield Wall here. Here I do. And I'm gonna activate Raise the Banner as well, so they should be tanking a little bit more. Gonna try and send in Thracian Cav through the center, but I mean, I'm not doing too well here. And I can't actually get through here, but yeah, this is a pretty bad move by me. I shouldn't have done this. But I'm actually getting kills somehow. Yeah, this tribal warrior here is just going to beast it out against all these units, especially in Shield Wall right now. Got my Oathsworn engaged here. I'm gonna send in this Levy Freeman, but the Celtic warrior is going to die to Noble Bloodcalf. But the thing is, his Noble Bloodcalf sure is getting a lot of kills, but what is it killing? Like mostly Celtic warriors and a few tribals. So that's not really worth it for Noble Bloodcalf. Here I'm gonna be able to get some rear charges with Mercenary Thracian Cav into Cardly Axemen. Not sure how much damage they're doing though. Doesn't look like they're doing much here, so I'm just gonna pull him out. And I'm gonna get more swords into his Noble Bloodcalf, and I mean, in a long-term engagement, the swords will beat 2 Noble Bloodcalf. And I've got this tribal warrior here just duking it out, but sooner or later it is going to rout, but I mean, it's making his units a little bit tired, and I can get better engagements here. And his horse archers are now just dying to my raiding horsemen. And I'm gonna be able to flank him with some tribal warriors around, and I've got, but I think is I'm doing weird things over here with my forces, so yeah, this tribal warrior though is now going to die. It hasn't really been cost effective because it just got stormed by many units. Honestly though, like if Shidoku wanted to, he could have just flanked this unit and mopped up this flank earlier. Might have been really good for him. But here I'm gonna get some jabs in with the Levy Freeman, I guess, or just try and protect against the Cav, but yeah, well, I'm still gonna go in with the tribals and this real charge. Well, it's actually rear charge into my own men, so not really too helpful here, but still, more men the merrier, I guess. Yeah, these guys can't really hold up to Oathsworns or tribal warriors, really, the Cardly Axemen. Even though they're like really good units and have pretty good armor piercing values, they're just not gonna be good enough to destroy what I have. Yeah, this Cardly Axeman hasn't really been cost effective for my opponent here. I've got a lot of these raiding horsemen still alive. Like I basically got 3 nice cav units left. I don't think he doesn't have a horse archer left. And all his noble blood cavalry, just look in the situation, at what situation they are in. They can't really get too many more kills, and they haven't really been cost effective. And here I'm just spreading out my Oathsworn general so that it doesn't really take as much damage. I thought this was cost effective. I'm not sure if it would have been better to pull back the Oathsworn general here, because, I mean, I was already taking damage, and I thought that if I pulled him back, like, he would take more damage because he'd just get focused by like 3 Eastern Archers. So I thought like, okay, let's pull him forward. And I'm actually gonna bring in the Levy Freeman as well and try and get the raiding horsemen into his skirmishes, I think. Here I'm just making sure my units are fresh before I actually go in and engage again. Got 1 more raiding horseman unit here. You can see that the Oathsworn, I tried using shield wall, but I mean, it does boost up their armor, but I think I don't like using it, and I prefer spreading out the unit, I think. I'm not sure if that is better, but that is what I did. And now I'm just gonna move up my Oathsworns, because if they're moving, I think they will be able to take less damage from archers. But these are still Eastern Archers, so like they do so much damage. They have 35 missile damage, yes, not 40, but still, like, this is just insane amount of firepower from like 3 Eastern Archers focused on 1 Oathsworn. Like, you can see how much damage they can actually do, and this is totally cost effective for him. Like, he's killing my general with just 3 Eastern Archers. This shouldn't really have happened. I guess I should have pulled him back, because I didn't know how much the Oathsworn general can actually take, how much hurt it can. Anyway, I've got more Oathsworns around here. Basically, I've got 2 Oathsworns that can flank, but I'm not sure why I'm not going for it, because I'm afraid of this contingent flanking me. But I'm actually gonna be like, okay, you did this, then I'm just gonna charge you. Also got tribal warriors here. Mine are very tired though, whereas this Colchin Noble is fresh. So yeah, there's gonna be an engagement though. Oathsworn's charging in. this massive infantry, but I mean, these are 2 freaking Oathsworns, so not sure whether activating shield wall is good on these guys or not, but I think I'm gonna do it anyway. So I've got my raiding horsemen into his Carly Axemen and Eastern Archers to make sure that he cannot pull back. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna do more damage, and I'm gonna be able to get through his Carly Axemen because they're very thin, and with my raiding horsemen, and do damage to the Eastern Archers. Now here I'm just gonna go through with my tribal warriors into his hoplites. I'm also gonna be able to get rid of his archers here, and I'm gonna shield wall my tribals. Raiding horsemen here got over 100 kills. Also got more raiding horsemen here, which I can move around, and not sure what I'm doing here because I should be sending them for the Eastern Archers, but I guess I figured, okay, there are noble blood cav here, so maybe not. But yeah, these Oathsworns here in shield wall, just look at how cost effective they were. Again, not sure if I should have activated it or not, like how would they be more cost effective, with it on or off? That's what I don't know, but I got my raiding horsemen into his Eastern Archers. Not sure what I'm doing with this unit though, I should just be charging in, but yeah, I've got my swords just doing the mop-up job here, like tribal warriors just absolutely destroying. I mean, I've got this Colchian Noble unit, it's actually doing really well against the tribal warrior unit. Yeah, and then again, I have this tribal warrior engaging a Colchian Noble, which, I mean, right now is just going to die to... I mean, the tribal warrior is going to absolutely mop up the Colchian Noble here. And these Oathsworns, I'm not going to engage because I'm still afraid of his Eastern Archers or losing my general, because I don't really have to engage right now. I've got superior melee capabilities with this tribal warrior here, this tribal warrior there, and Levy Freeman. But yeah, raiding horsemen just destroying this one unit here. I'm really happy about that. I've got another tribal warrior coming through here to support, and I mean, these Eastern Archers and Noble Blood Cab, there's nothing that they can do. I'm also going to be sending, like, I still have my Oathsworns on this flank, not sure why I'm committing so many Oathsworns to kill, like, Carly Axemen and poor Eastern Spearmen here. Like, this is a very cost inefficient trade for me. Should have had these guys more in the center, but I mean, as you can see, it doesn't really matter. I'm still gonna end up winning the center though. But in hindsight, it was probably a bad idea, and I do end up moving this Oathsworn to the center. But at this point, it's just like, okay, this tribal warrior is going to mop up this Colchian Noble, which, by the way, is now facing the wrong way. Interestingly enough, this is quite funny here how they're getting stabbed in the back by my tribal warriors. This is why the tribals should win here, I guess. So yeah, my raiding horsemen here will get a pretty decent charge up against the Eastern Archers here. The Eastern Archers are just going to get absolutely crushed. Gonna be sending more cav into this other one, but I guess I want to finish this Eastern Archer instead of going for that one. Over here, though, we can see that the Carly Axemen, absolutely no chance against Oathsworns. I might as well just activate Shield Wall and Headhunt, because why not, right? Let's just absolutely take care of this Carly Axemen unit without it even taking many losses. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit because there's not much to show, and that unit routes. Let's see, do we have more engagements on the field? Yes! His general is over here. It is actually apparently winning decisively. It's got a lot of kills for itself. I guess it's because it is actually still fresh, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, just look at this. I'm gonna fully surround him with like all these units, and his Colchian Noble should start dropping pretty soon right now. And let's look at it. It's fighting my men and not really. And apparently it's wavering and it should rout soon, but just look at the damage that it's done without really taking much damage. Yeah, finally they have routed off the field, and it is a costly victory for me. As you can see, the tribal warriors, they really did what they needed to do. Like, most of them got an insane amount of kills here. Just look, like a lot of them got a good amount of kills. But Celtic warriors, they just absorbed some missiles and did some damage to Cav. Like, that's basically what they needed to do, because they're really not expensive. So they just meat shoot my more expensive troops like tribal warriors and Oathsworns. For the Living Freemen, yeah, they also did pretty much the same job as the Celtic warriors, except they're even cheaper. Now, my missile cav, though, they really did a good job. My Ozone General, not so much, because, I mean, as you were able to see, Eastern Archers were just absolutely, and for some reason I'm using absolutely so much in this cast. I think it's like 3 or 4 times already. But yeah, they really put the hurt on my general, those Eastern Archers. That was a really good move by him, and it's actually a pretty cost-effective move if you think about it, to kill 1 Oathsworn with 3 Eastern Archers, especially if it's the general. Like, even if, say, it uses up all the ammo, which I don't think it does. It's still from the front, by the way. So imagine if they were like shooting at the rear of my units or something. But anyway, that is now 2-0 in matches for Balkans against France, and we are up, and 4-0 in games, I believe. And next it's going to be, let us see, the other matchups. Well, we have Reptilicus up against France, MCM versus Rico, and Blue versus SPQR. So I think, I'm not sure how many points each team gets. So, oh right, so you get like 1 point per game, I believe. Yeah, that is how it works. So if you win like 5-0 in a particular match, because it's like 5 games, you get 5 matches rather, not 5 games. You get 5 points. So yeah, it will be pretty interesting to see how this tournament unfolds. There are like a lot of good teams, but anyway, just rambling on too much. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Share the video, and I shall see you next time.